I am heading up to Pennsylvania to go fish for flatheads on the Susquehanna River. There's one little problem. I've got 3 little boys that want to go with me, but I'm going to be out until 5 or 7 a.m. So I don't know if they should come on this one. There's going to be deers.
Be safe.
Well, the GPS says it's a little under 3 hours to the Susquehanna, and I'm going to be meeting up with catfishing guides from Hooked on Catfishing Charters, and we're going to see if we can't get into some great post-spawn flatheads. All right, I made it to the boat ramp, and I see a boat with just the right number of fishing rods. You know, this is one of those trips where I just feel half-cocked. You know, I don't have my rain boots or my rain pants, so we're hoping this rain doesn't get too crazy.
Yeah,
good to
come out by yourself.
Yeah, just me.
Right on.
Yeah, there we go. And these look like the Big Cat Fever rods.
Correct.
But older models, right?
Yeah, they're first gen.
That side imaging is sweet, isn't it?
It's amazing technology.
Yeah. We're gonna check out some rods, kind of a mixture of channel catfish rods and some big boy rods, and see what happens. The nice thing about bullheads and channel catfish, small ones, they are fabulous big flathead bait, man. Flatheads like to eat little catfish. So we'll see what happens here. You know, and just anything's possible. All right, guys, we got some classic catfishing gear here. We've got the Ugly Stick Tiger rods, painted green for high vis at night. We've got some of the early edition, first edition Big Cat Fever rods here. And we've got the Monster rod holder, 3345 rod holders. Those things are awesome.
Tough.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
I used to have those Scotties, see them plastic jobbies?
Oh yeah.
And they're good when you first buy them.
Yeah.
Once the sun cooks them for a little while,
they get brittle.
They get really brittle and weak, and I won't put anything but these rods in those plastic holders.
Yeah.
So I like this particular presentation. I'll even use this on my flathead rig sometimes.
Oh, hey, nice.
I'll put a float up above to prop the worm up off the bottom so you don't get stuck quite as often.
Okay, gotcha. Got a little bank sinker. You've got it about, what, 3 feet off the bottom. You've got a dropper loop. And then you got a little float there just to kind of help with the presentation.
So even if you got droopy line, this still keeps up off the bottom.
Nice. All right, so got a big fat night crawler going on these channel catfish rods here.
And I thread them up just like a rubber worm.
Nice. Looks great.
Straight up and down.
When you're fishing reservoirs like this, you really don't need a lot of lead to stick your bait on the ground. There's not that current that you're fighting all the time. And so you don't need those big, huge, beefy river rods that they sell. You really can get away with a lot more sensitive rods and frankly what I think are more fun rods to use. Oh, we got a little tippity tap right here. So what do you do? When do you like to set the hook?
I like for them to move just a little bit with it. Sometimes they'll almost set the hook themselves.
Okay, so you're looking for...
take the rod down, say, a third of the way of completely loaded. Yeah. Go ahead and grab the rod and set the hook.
Okay, or if you see the line wandering off.
Yes. So
he's got 2 live wells here, one for the panfish and one for the catfish. So you can see these little baby channel cats in here. And some bigger ones over there. That's flathead candy right there, which I think tells you why they aren't very hook shy, unlike carp, right? Because they're used to biting things that stab them in the mouth. All right, so for the flatheads, got a similar sort of dropper rig here with a big old treble hook in the tail and a king kale hook through the lips and about 6 ounces of lead on the bottom. There we go.
I got that from muskie fishing. Actually, the muskie fishermen use
the stinger
quick strike rig for suckers.
You know, right now it's the first week of July, and so the catfish spawn is just beginning to end, and it varies from location to location, but the catfish spawn is a tough time to catch catfish generally. The female catfish get on the eggs, and then they aren't eating while they're spawning, and then they're the first to leave, and then the males come in and take care of the babies until they're old enough to swim off on their own, and so they're out of action while they're guarding the nest. So during that time of the spawn, it can really slow down. But the biggest catfish tend to get off the spawn first, and it just varies a lot from location to location. So right now we're just entering the end of the spawn, I think, here, and we're hoping to catch some big females who've just come off the spawn. All right, we're gonna go and check these worm rods really quick. And somebody moving a little bit? Yeah, we got a little bait right there.
The little ones kind of suck because they'll poke you a little worse.
Oh gosh, yeah, like
well,
little
they have
razors.
a little bit of venom.
Yeah,
and it stings.
You know the best part about fishing with live bait? It means we haven't been skunked. We just caught a fish, man.
Yeah.
We got the skunk off like 30 minutes in. We're on fire. I was just telling Joe here, I could tell he was a bait caster, man, because his spinning reels are rigged up left-handed. This is a weird fact about reels. With spinning reels, you reel with your dominant hand. With bait casters, you cast with your dominant hand.
How's that catfish?
Look
He
at
swallowed it.
Man, that is a slab bluegill. That'll catch a big old flathead right there. Whew. Well, the sun is setting. We've got a couple channel cat rods out and a couple flathead rods out, and we're just gonna see what happens. The bite's supposed to get hotter as the night goes on, so we're just easing into it and getting all of our gear ready. And we've got the weight. The weight is on here. We're looking for rod twitches or wandering line or that ever popular bait clicker. We've been here for a good while. The sun is set, and other than a few pecks by a channel catfish, not much has happened. So we're gonna pick up and move on and kind of hunt around a little bit until the night properly settles in. We got one of our rods stuck here, so we're just driving the boat around 180 degrees on the back side of the snag and see if we can't pop it out here. This is really common in these reservoirs because there's all this flooded timber and debris and rocks and that sort of thing. So it's just something you live with when you flathead fish.
Okay, down.
You know, it's a nice calm day, but with no current, you got to use these double anchors. So dropping an anchor off the front, reversing, then we'll drop a second anchor off the back, tighten it up like a hammock. All right, so we got our live bait. Had been hanging out in this little flow troll down here, and gonna just chuck it out. And we're fishing a slope, right?
Yeah, it's dropped down into about 60, 70 feet of water behind us.
Gotcha.
And above us, it's in the teens.
You can see here how he's rigging up these little channel catfish. He's got that big king tail hooked through the lips, and then about what, a 6/0?
It's an 8/0.
8/0 treble hook, and just sticking them through the back. About 14-inch channel cat right there, maybe something like that.
I'm gonna drop him straight under the boat.
All right. Joe here is zip tying glow sticks to the tips of the rod there, so we can really see those subtle twitches that you get with flatheads. Yeah, down there he's got a little black light as well, and that black light shines on the line and on the paint on the tips of the rod and stuff, and really makes it light up so you can see what your line's doing really well, which is important because half the time with flatheads you don't see the rod twitch, you just see the line wander off. We've been here for a while, not much has happened, so we're gonna change spots and yeah, we'll see what happens. Set up on this new spot here, and we got a little bit of current, and we just got 2 rods dropped straight down with big old catfish on them as bait, and then we're dropping the rods with the bream off the corners here, and let's see what happens.
Go ahead and wind down on him.
Okay.
I got him. Yep.
Yeah, that's
Fish on. He did come loose, didn't he? Darn. You don't look that bad. You might rehook him. Just see if his hook hole is torn and just chunk it back out
yeah,
there.
He looks pretty good. Our little friend came back. Oh.
Sometimes when you're getting a good bite and you pull the video camera out, they stop. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, the camera shot, yeah. We're getting a lot of action here. We've already had 3 strong bites, so I think something's gonna hook up real quick here. This rod over here is getting a lot of twitches, but it might just be that channel catfish getting active down there, which sometimes is a good sign. Sometimes when a predator comes sniffing around, the bait starts panicking and thrashing a little bit.
But now, when it goes down roughly a third of the way, just hook him, wind. There he is.
Let's get him up off that bottom. Oh, he's putting up a little fight.
Not bad?
Yeah.
Okay, let's bring him up away from that anchor. You just grab the leader on that dude, Luke.
Okay, cool.
If you want it, I'll do it.
Oh, hello, kitty. Welcome to the party. There we go. There we go. You know, it's been a while since I've caught a Susquehanna flathead. Look at that boy. Nice little 7-8 pound flatty right there. Not too shabby, huh? All right, let's get him back in the water. All right, we got it re-rigged up with a little channel cat. Gonna chuck it out there and try to catch his friends. All right, well, we've been on this spot about an hour or so, and we got one fish, but it's kind of cooled off. So we're gonna go move spots a little bit and see if we can't pick up some a little bit bigger flatheads. We're moving spots, so we're just taking the bait, putting him in his little pitcher there so he can stay alive and we don't have to unhook him and hook him again. And that'll just transport him while we move spots. We're gonna double our pleasure and double our fun with 2 little channel catfish on the rig right there.
Sometimes you don't get the biggest bait that you want, and 2 littles will outfish 1 big many times.
Man, they make a racket and struggle. It's like putting 2 cats in a bag. Ooh, he's getting serious. Look at that.
He's got her bent down. Hook. Is he still there? Shoot. No.
Okay, so this is a really common thing with live bait. See how the hook point has stuck back into the fish? There's no hook point, so you can't catch a fish this way. Even if he swallows that hook, it'll just pop right out. To keep this, one thing you can do to keep this from happening is putting a bait stop on your bait. You cut a section of hot glue stick off and you feed it onto the hook point afterwards and it'll pin it in there.
Keep going, keep going. Loading up.
Oh, yeah.
Stands for the camera.
Oh, come here, feisty. He's got a couple pounds on that other guy.
Definitely a little bigger.
He bit the twins, didn't he?
Yes, he did, didn't he?
Oh, look at this. I think that guy's met a fisherman before. Look at that. And that's catch and release. That's why you do it. Yeah, about a 9-10 pound flathead. Loads of fun. Oh, there he goes. We anchored up in a new spot and bam, bam, 2 decent hits and landed 1 in the boat. Much like it was the last couple spots. We got most of our action right after anchoring. So it goes to show you, hopping around to spot, not being too patient often is the key. And those double channel cats worked just fine, didn't they?
That's making some noise.
Yeah, man. That's like trying to get my 2 boys to behave in the back seat of the car. I just, it's just not happening. All right, we sat here for a while, but it got quiet on us, so we're gonna pick up and move and try again.
All right.
Every time you pop a line, you lose a rig, look at the end of your line and inspect it. If it's a clean cut like this, where it just ends, that means the line got cut on something, right? Or it broke. If you pull it back and it's like got a curly Q in it or the line's all kinked up, it means you're not failed. Well, there we go, guys. We moved spots and bam, got another hit. So, popping around, it really does help.
Yes, better. Let me clear this other outside rod. Okay. He's in right in the top of his mouth.
You see the little scuff marks on the top of their head? Almost looks like a mouth like there. Like
I could show you pictures of fish even bigger than this with the perfect like moon shape of a flathead's bite mark.
There we go. Well, it is late and we have had a great time. We got 3 great catfish in the boat and had a lot of other action and bites, but it is late and I've got to get home and get some sleep. But if you guys want to come up here to Pennsylvania and fish for flatheads on the Susquehanna River, check out Joe's guide service at hookedoncatfishing.com. And if you guys want to see more videos from the Catfish and Carp YouTube channel, don't forget to click subscribe. We put out new videos every Saturday morning.